Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Jake, thank you for clicking on another video. Today, my first proper MW2 video. Obviously the last video I made, obviously the whole hacking thing, air quotes, that was a really weird glitch that happened on the first day, but the game's been out for a couple of days now. I see a lot of conflicting reports from content creators, from casuals, from all sorts of people about what this game is and how it plays and stuff like that. So I'm going to give you my honest, non-biased opinion to this and sort of address a couple of things that people have said. So effectively, is this a bad game? No, it's not. The game clearly is lacking from content, and that is the main thing about it, but that's something to talk about a little bit later on. But fundamentally, I think there's people that are just talking about how this game is only suited to the casuals. To quote Zach Dubs on TikTok, whose video has been absolutely ridiculed, by the way, by just every person, saying that this game caters to the, and I'm quoting, non-headset 70-inch TV dads. That's who it's aimed at. And to be fair, he's correct in that. That's not a slur, that's not an insult. He's telling the truth on that. And he's bitter because it doesn't appeal to a fast-paced liking that he wants it to be. And the thing is, Call of Duty has always and will always be marketed towards the casuals. If they released the next Call of Duty game and said, you know what, this is going to be a competitive Call of Duty, it's going to cater to the very best, Activision and Treyarch and all of those companies involved will lose billions of pounds and dollars of profit and revenue of everything, because you are losing so much of your fan base. Call of Duty has never ever been a competitive game. It has been made competitive, that is fine, but nowhere near has it ever been launched as a competitive game. When you go back to Black Ops 2, which was the first Call of Duty to introduce League play, that was intended to be a competitive game mode for the competitive players in the community. That was fine, but the game itself is created for those casuals that have a 9 to 5. They've got kids, they come home, they spend a few hours and they just want to play on their big TV. That's all they want to do. Okay, not everyone is Scump, is Courage, is all of these players and stuff like that. We don't do this for a living. We do this because we're having fun and we need to be a bit of a relaxing mode and stuff like that. That's why we play Call of Duty. Now, don't get me wrong, people are talking about the movement system in this game being catered to campers. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, and I very well could jinx this. I'm going to knock on wood on my table right now and say is, I have very rarely come across a single camper, a blatant camper, in the games that I have been playing. Now, whether that is getting the two clips for this video or on Friday night and Saturday night when I played with my buddies, I very rarely, if ever, came across any campers at all. The game for me still feels very fast paced. The time to kill is very good. It's fairly quick, but it is very good. And you know what? I haven't got a problem with that. I don't have a problem with the movement system as well. Like, I slide around, and you see that in the clips as well, is the fact that I don't slide around corners to gain an advantage. I do it as a stimulated type thing. I can't just move my mouse and not be doing something. So if I'm running in the game, I feel like I have to be doing something. It can put me at a disadvantage, sure, but I feel like I need to be just cancel. Like, I don't slide cancel, but I just like sliding around. That is just who I am. Since moving to PC and playing with Vanguard, that is how I played. If you guys have ever gone back and just watched any of the Vanguard videos, not so much when I'm talking about Vanguard, but just general videos that I've done that have got Vanguard clips in it, you'll see I play at a very fast pace, that I'm constantly sliding around and stuff like that, and I've got fairly good aim on PC now. But I don't move in like that in a competitive sense. I play this game to have fun. And I was saying this to my mates on Saturday, that Friday night we played. Now, don't get me wrong, this game has been buggy as hell since launch. The launch day, the amount of times that my mates crashed on Xbox to the point they got completely dashboarded, I got booted back to my start screen on 3 occasions. That was before everything started messing up. It took 10 minutes to get into a lobby one time. But you know what? It was the most fun I've had playing a Call of Duty with my friends, right? And you know what? I will still stand by that. I'm having fun playing this game. When I play with my mates, I don't take anything seriously. I'm taking the piss, you know, I get angry for their entertainment. That is how I play Call of Duty. If I'm playing on my own, it's very frustrating because I feel like I need the constant chatter in my ears and stuff like that. I need my mates to be annoying and me to be annoying to them. That's what I need. And that is who this game is catered towards. Like, if you want to be a full-blown sweat, you can be, but you have to learn to adapt. And whether you've been playing the game for 2 years or since the game first came out, like, or the Call of Duty franchise came out, you learn to adapt in every game. I have played every single Call of Duty from Modern Warfare 2, which was the game I started with, till now, and I've gone back and played COD 4 and World at War. I have adapted through every single meta, through every transition, from boots to the ground, to jetpacks, to World War 2, to back at the Modern Warfare we are at now. You learn to adapt with the game, and it is as simple as that. If you cannot adapt to that, then the game isn't for you. Simple as that. Whether you're a filthy casual or you're a filthy sweat, you need to learn to adapt with the game. Now, some of the things that I'm not a fan of. There are a couple of things I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the weapon system, like the whole gunsmith and everything. I get what they were going for, but like I said, this game is pandered towards the casual player. Why have we got to level up 15 or one gun 15 times to get another gun and stuff like that? And how is it going to work when you inevitably start dropping DLC weapons into this as well? Is that going to be a variant of a gun that's already in the game, or is it going to be a completely new and different thing? That didn't need to change. Like I said with the FIFA video, with the chemistry style system, there was nothing wrong with a gunsmith. You know, the Modern Warfare in 2019 created the gunsmith, and it was perfect. Cold War adapted onto it, perfect. Vanguard adapted onto it, very good. It didn't need to change. And like I said, I'm going with that, don't need to adapt, but I just feel that if it wasn't broke, you didn't need to fix it. The perk system is very odd, but I will get used to that, no doubt. The maps have been very hit and miss. Now, there's a couple of maps that I've enjoyed playing on, and there's a lot of maps I've not enjoyed playing on, and this is very much following the Modern Warfare formula. If you guys remember when MW 2019 launched, for the first couple of months, there was only fairly big maps, and the community hated on it, to the point that the player fan base was dropping dramatically. And what did Infinity Ward do? They dropped the best map of the modern era in Shoot House. Now, we have heard reports coming out in the last couple of days that in the first official Season 1 update, when they launch Warzone 2, Shipment and Shoot House will be making a comeback to this game. And I tell you what, that will make this game feel a lot more fast-paced. If you're a camo grinder, you are going to have a hell of a time playing those maps. And that's the only thing they could potentially fix with Shipment, is try and fix the spawns, because MW 2019 was ridiculous. But Shoot House was one of the most perfect maps that they've ever created, and people have a problem with them rehashing old maps. I haven't got a problem with it as long as the map was good and you keep it good. You can have the blend. Like MW 2019 had some good maps and some bad maps, but whenever they brought older maps in, they were good, and then they always threw in a new map, and to be fair, some were good, some were bad. I haven't got a problem with that. The thing with it being is that, you know, I don't think there's actually one generic small map in this game. If someone can let me know if there is a genuine small map, because with, like, say, Vanguard that dropped, you had Das House was a small map that dropped. When you had Cold War, you had Nuketown, and with MW, there was absolutely nothing until Shoot House came in. Now, what Infinity Ward need to do, and this is a thing, this is a calling to them, when you drop Shoot House Part 2 and Shipment Part 54, keep them as a playlist as well. The one thing Vanguard did very well is they created a small playlist for Das House and Shipment players, and the moment they got rid of it one time, the community revolted, and they immediately went back on it and said, no, do you know what, we've listened, we're going to put it back into the game, and they never took it out. The thing with Modern Warfare, the 2019 version, is they kept putting it in and then taking it away. If you're listening to this video and you're listening to the community, keep that playlist when you bring it out in the game, from the moment it launches to the end of the game in 2 years' time. Do that and you will have a very happy player base, and then add to those maps like you did with Shipment and Shoot House. You added in Rust. Do the same thing again and you will have not a problem there. One of the things as well with the lack of content within the game is there is no hardcore mode. Now, I've got to sit here and ask, where is my hardcore mode? This is what I mean when people say the game is either not finished or it's lacking so much content. Like, you've thrown in so much to do with the gunsmith and the maps and the movement and everything like that, but you've forgotten a core fundamental game mode. They have focused, in my opinion, too much on the invasion match, which I haven't played yet, but maybe I'll dabble in it. You've got, I think, 9 multiplayer game modes within quick play, but no hardcore. Hardcore is not for the faint of heart. Like, if you play hardcore, it is a very much a sweaty playlist, but I've been playing hardcore now for the better part of 4 or 5 years, and I am so much more used to that. I'm used to the faster time to kill. I'm used to just like the instance, like die, spawn, kill, like that. That's how I'm now adapted to playing the game. So when I'm now playing core, it is a massive difference. Like, I imagine when I jump onto hardcore in this game, there will be a huge gulf in the quality of how it is going from one to another. There's never really been a massive gulf over the last couple of years. If you go from hardcore to playing core, it never used to be that big of a difference, and now in the more modern days it is a massive difference. What I don't get is them launching that with Warzone 2, with DMZ, with the smaller maps. Why not just have it in the game from the start? Don't get me wrong, it allows me to just dabble around, get clips, play with my mates and everything, and just test out weapons as they would be, because obviously we all know in hardcore every gun is usable. But at the same time, it's like, that's my playlist. Like, hardcore is my playlist to play with my friends. So, you know, that hasn't really been answered either. And to be fair, we don't even know if it's coming in season 1. There's just rumours at the moment. They've not addressed this. And that's where I feel like with Sledgehammer, they were very open about why they didn't include this or why they're including it later. Infinity Ward need to take that from Sledgehammer and keep the community involved with what they are doing and why they are doing it. If we had that, it would be absolutely fine. I think overall with that, I think, let's say, the multiplayer is good. Like I said, it needs a kick up the arse. You know, it needs the smaller maps, it needs a faster tempo, it needs the hardcore mode, it needs all that, and then in my opinion, it will be good. Like, this is generally just Modern Warfare Mark II, and that's all it's meant to be. And if you can't see that, then I'm sorry, you're trying to play with rose-tinted goggles and trying to reminisce about the past. Now look, I love the older Call of Duties all the same. Modern Warfare 3, in my opinion, is my favourite Call of Duty of all time, followed probably by Black Ops 2. But they're gone, you know, that's 10 years old now, 11 years old. You have to move on with it. Not every game is going to pander like they used to. Right? The fan base is different, the player base is different, the community is different to what it was back then. You have to move on. You can have the fun of it, but at the same time, just reminisce. You don't have to badger it and say, oh, I wish it was like the old days, because that's never going to happen, right? Move on. There is one thing within the multiplayer that is always, especially since Modern Warfare came in and they basically announced it, skill-based matchmaking. Now, skill-based matchmaking, in my opinion, should only ever be prevalent in a competitive league play style environment, so that you are playing with people of your own quote-unquote caliber and quality. Public matches should be for everyone. They should be for your sweats, for your campers, for your tryhards, for your new to the game, to your old to the game, right? It should be a mixture of everything. You shouldn't, in my opinion, have to be punished for having one good game and then playing with a bunch of over-the-top players. Like, my KD has always averaged around about, especially since Modern Warfare, around about 1.6 to 1.8 in terms of KD. And because of that, no matter how quote-unquote bad my mates are and everything, and like in Vanguard we found out that whereas I had a 1.8 KD, they had a 0.4, a 0.6 and a 0.8. But it never balanced it out either. It doesn't matter who was host, it was never balanced out. It was always towards the higher end of it. Now look, I said we play this game to have fun, but there's some of the times, like if I'm in a stressful mood, I will go full sweat and I will pull out all the stops and stuff like that. It allowed me in Vanguard to drop a 250 kill game, which I've never ever done before. Like, if I'm really on it, that's what I want to do, okay? But I shouldn't feel that then if I drop that, I'm going to go into the next game and I'm playing against Scump and Nadeshot and all of them lot, and I'm going to get absolutely ruined. Do you know what I mean? There has to be a fine balance to it. And I don't mean purposely de-ranking yourself, because that's pathetic. If you do that, then you need to, like, give your head a wobble, because that is stupid. Like, because the problem is, like, you're doing it for clips and you're doing it for clicks as well. Like, you'll see people going, oh, like, I've dropped a nuke gameplay and stuff like that, and they're playing against people who are 200 levels lower than them, playing off a potato from McDonald's that don't even shoot at them. And what are all the comments? Well, you couldn't, like, why did you de-rank? Why do you do this? Like, they're purposely doing it for clicks, and the time and effort it takes to de-rank yourself, in my opinion, is pathetic. Just play the game as it's meant to be. But there has to be a fine balance to it, so that you can feel that you're having, like, you can go from one game where you are playing against, like, higher caliber players, and then the next game you then play lower caliber, then you play mid caliber, and so on and so forth. There just has to be a general idea about what the game is doing with skill-based matchmaking. Now that we know it's in the game, and it has been for a number of years now, we just need to be clear on what it is, why it's there, and how it can benefit everyone. Because like I said, if you are that casual, that 9 to 5 dad with 3 kids, and you've just put all your kids down for sleep, and you're playing this game, you have one game where you go 29-4 and you're absolutely on it. The next game you get ruined. You know, there has to be something, because then that player's not going to play again, you know, and that's what is going to ruin it, in my opinion. So there just has to be a thing with that. In terms of the other parts, again, I haven't played the campaign yet, but from what I've seen from players, once again, Modern Warfare has kicked it or knocked it out of the park with another stellar campaign. Now, I will be playing the campaign over the course of this week and just seeing for myself. I absolutely adored the Modern Warfare 2019 campaign. I adored the Cold War campaign. I didn't play the Vanguard one. The only thing I wished is that they'd made campaigns longer. I miss the old days, you know, of Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare Act 1, there's 6 missions, Act 2, there's 7 missions, Act 3, there's 7 missions, all that sort of stuff. I love that. I don't like the fact that there's like a 12 mission campaign. That's not a campaign. You know, it should be longer than that. It should be able to get as much content in as possible to keep you going. And like I said, we know for a fact, because from what I've seen from people say, that Modern Warfare 2, there is going to be a Modern Warfare 3 with the way the campaign does progress. So look, we know we're going to get another Modern Warfare at some point. So, but yeah, I will play that at some point. I may end up recording some bits of it as well to see just my reactions and stuff with it. But overall, if people are pissy about this game, just relax. The game has been out less than a week. The game will get better. You just have to stick with it. Once all the content is there, you are going to be absolutely fine. Do not sweat it. It will get better. We have got this game for 2 years. They are not going to falter for 2 years and give no content like Vanguard did. I think Infinity Ward are a bit better off than Sledgehammer are in that respect. Alright, so I'm going to leave the video there. If you did like this video, hit the like button and subscribe down below. If you want me to do any challenges on Modern Warfare, let me know as well. I'm happy to do them with buddies and stuff like that. But I will be having more Modern Warfare 2 content coming soon as well, so keep an eye out for that. Anyways, have a good day.
Engaging!
Enemy UAV active. Enemy UAV overhead.
Reloading!
Friendly UAV on station. Enemy UAV active.
Throwing flash!
All hunters, mission accomplished. Lack a job.